Yo, what it do, what it do? It's your boy MG with 800 Entertainment, Mike City Network. And you're blessed with another great episode. I have a really special guest in the building, man. He's a really good friend of mine, a mentor sometimes, a homie sometimes, a business partner sometimes, somebody that I really admire. He's a great husband. He's a great father. He's an entrepreneur. He works in the financial industry. He has his own entertainment company. He's a great employer, and he gives a lot of free game to everybody out here. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to shout out my big homie Coach, man. Let's go.
I appreciate you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you for coming in town, man.
Absolutely.
I know that you're on the West Coast nowadays, so to catch you on the East Coast, down south is, it's a pleasure to sit down with you, man.
Right. Thank you, man. It's always a pleasure to be around like-minded individuals like yourself. And I know you're a hustler, so the minute you told me, yo, man, I got to get you on my podcast, it was a no-brainer.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
Make things happen when they can happen, right?
Yes, sir.
So, I was talking to some of my friends that are in the building today, and I was highlighting who you are, and they was asking me why I was trying to interview you. And just to sum it up in one quick sentence or a quote, it would be, this guy's a role model, and he needs to be displayed in high regards. So basically, what I would like to do is give you your flowers in real time. You know what I'm saying? Because there's not enough people like yourself that help young brothers, help grown brothers, help people in all walks of life, whether it's through work-related, being a family person, being in the entertainment industry, podcasting, whatever it is, you find time to educate people, give back free game, and that's amazing, dog.
I appreciate it, man. It all starts with dad, growing up with my father, all he did was always give back to the community, always kicking knowledge to the youth. At the time I was young,
Yeah.
So every time, I ran into some difficulties in life, I always had a pops to run into, rest in peace, of course, but I lost him about 2016. And ever since then, I know I had a big shoe to fill. So my spirit always say, man, what would Joseph do? That's my dad's name. So, a lot of us, we would wear wristbands that says WWJD. What would Jesus do, right? Mm-hmm. So for me, I'm always asking, man, what would Joseph do in a situation like that? So it brings me always back to, what my dad taught me as I was growing up, is to always be a great person and always be available to those who are always willing to learn something.
That's what's up, man. What would Jesus do? And your father being a great role model, that's amazing. You said he gave back to the community. What is one of the first things, the great acts that you saw him do for the community that made an impact in your life?
Oh man, my father owned restaurants down in Naples, Florida, and one thing that I've seen personally is that, when folks would walk into the restaurant and they don't have the funds to purchase off of his menu, he always found a way to just make sure they had some when they walked out.
That's what's up.
So I learned that from him. Is like, man, it's okay to give away because it comes back in tenfold.
That's what's up, man. Shout out to your dad. Those are really strong lessons in life.
Absolutely.
Not to piggyback off of you, but my mother did run a restaurant when I was younger and a nightclub. In certain situations that I seen her do as an employer and look out for people was definitely some of the impactful moments in my life as well.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Giving back to the community and giving people jobs that really need it is very important if you can. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
commend those adults.
Absolutely.
So speaking of that, I know you're an employer, right? And I know you help a lot of people. What's one of the most impactful moments you had personally as an adult giving back to the community or having businesses to run?
Well, back in 2020, I started a hospitality company by the name of Wenzel, Dantes, and Fisher Hospitality. And that was the opportunity, the first time where, we were able to hire in such volume to be able to help other families be able to support their children. That unfortunately that avenue was short-lived. We did it for about a year and a half. I decided as a partner that I wanted to go my own way and do my own things because my other partners, unfortunately, they're not from our community.
Gotcha.
Right. And for me, it's more, it's something that was put in my heart that, if I ever made it out of the hood, right, what they call the hood, but we call it home. Right.
Yeah.
if I ever made it out of there,
Yeah.
you know, I wanted to make sure that I was able to give back some way, somehow.
I'm here to tell you that you do give back. So, you know, like I keep giving you your flowers. I'm gonna keep giving it to you this whole interview.
I appreciate
We
it. Well, you do the
appreciate
same
you.
thing too, so I can't just accept
Yep.
flowers. So I gotta give it back to you as well.
This interview's not about me today, though. But yes, you're right. You know, you're right. But it's not about me today. It's about my good friend, Coach Pete Dantes. He's out here changing lives. You know, one person at a time, one day at a time. So let's change the subject a little bit. You're in the entertainment industry, right? You have a morning show. What's the morning show called?
The morning show is On the Way Up. You can catch us live every morning from 8 to 10 on HUR Soul Flow. That's highly unique radio Soul Flow. And man, the show is designed to give people advice in the morning, keep them up to date with what's happening in our community. And most importantly, man, is just to, you know, give awareness to up and coming artists in our community.
That's a good show.
Yeah.
It's a really good show.
Thank you.
You know, we're actually going to start piggybacking and putting the morning show on our show, the Mike City Radio, not our show, but the radio station. Just to piggyback and give you some more viewers, I actually wanted to talk to you about that. So maybe when we're done, you know, sometimes we put the crew talk on there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a morning show, but DJ De Niro sometimes puts it on in the mornings. So shout out the On the Way Up morning show.
Absolutely.
Shout out to his whole crew that he does that with.
Yeah, it wouldn't be possible without Takara Starr.
Yep.
That's my co-host. Jessica Rabbit, that's my co-host, man. Without them, the show wouldn't be what it is today. Big up to my Uncle Rich Black. You know what I'm saying? That's doing a lot of major thing here in South Florida, man. I'm talking about the new Tyler Perry of the South.
Okay.
And man, without the three that I mentioned, the On the Way Up show wouldn't be what it is today.
Hell yeah. Shout that out, man. I really like the morning show. You guys are very insightful and entertaining. So
Thank you.
I'm glad that you got to highlight that. But that's just one of the things that you do in the entertainment industry, right? So we're going to keep going down the list.
Mhm.
I know you have your own podcast as well, right? What's the name of that?
I do. It's called the 40/40 Club, man, where we actually try to, you know, interview old artists, you know, like, you know, the Plies. What are they up to? What are they doing? Trick Daddy, what is he up to? What is he doing? Right?
That's actually creative, man.
And you know, one guy that I really would like to have on the show is, you know, P Miller, you know, Master P.
Of course.
So I know my team is working very hard to see if we could get him on the show.
That'd be good.
Absolutely.
That'd be real good. Trick Daddy's definitely insightful. But the concept of your podcast alone, the 40/40 Club, giving back spotlight and interest on those people, because in our community, we're so like fast driven, microwave over here. So like soon as they like age out, we don't even want to hear about them no more.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people don't want to hear about the old school. Well, I grew up, you know, where music played a major role back in the 90s, right? 90s, early 2000s. And when you're thinking about those artists, well, they paved the way for the new generation.
Yeah.
You know, and I think at times we all completely forget about them, like they no longer exist.
Just throw them to the side
Yeah,
for no reason.
forgetting their work,
Yeah.
right? And I want to keep that light shining on them because they deserve it. Without them, there wouldn't be hip hop.
Exactly. You know, not to piggyback off the situation, but DJ De Niro and myself, we have a radio show coming on Mike City Radio. It's called Hip Hop History 101. And what we do is we pick an artist from a certain time frame. It's not really age-based, but it's age as far as going back to like a number one song from an artist, and then playing a few songs from that artist.
Right.
Playing the samples off of that artist. We're playing where it derives from, and just giving back insight. Because, just for instance, we were going to put on one episode KRS-One. I seen one of my good friends open up for him in Orlando.
Yeah.
And not enough people are listening and talking about that.
Yeah,
right?
they forget about him.
LL Cool J, you know what I'm saying? The young generation, they don't even know who they are. So for us to like spin their music, tell a good story about them. Who else played people who were artists that were around that time as well? So like you play LL from when he was young, play a Run DMC record, and be like, these songs were going back to back that week,
right?
And you know, whatever year it is,
right?
Because they do need more people to give them love, man.
They
it's very
really
sad
do.
that our industry is like, what's next? What's next? What's next? What's next?
It is. And I can agree with you on that. You know, we all believe that BET was for us, you know, and, you know, they sold it, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know.
And since the new company took over, you know, it's almost
the Black VH1.
It's like the music videos no longer exist.
Yeah.
The
106 in Park.
Absolutely. You know, Free and AJ, right?
You're showing your age. That was the originals.
Well, that was the originals, but that's who I am.
Roxy and Terrence.
Well, then you got Roxy and Terrence. I would call them the new 106 in Park, right? Yeah. But you know, Free and AJ was, you know, when I was growing up, I was in my teen when Free and AJ took the air. You know, and you know, one thing that they did is always make sure that they showed love to the up and coming artists, and not only that, they showed love to the community in general. So for me, it was just like, you know,
we need more of that, Coach.
Absolutely. So when I was thinking about, okay, what do I want to do in my podcast, right? You know, do I want to do what everybody else is doing, or do I want to be different? Do I want to stand out? Do I want to educate, you know, the youth? Because, you know, hip hop's been around for a while. I think we just celebrated 50 years of hip hop, and there's a lot of things that we can learn over 50 years from the guys that paved the way. Like you just mentioned KRS-One. Well, you know what? The youth don't know anything about KRS-One.
That's why we have to go back. So you doing the 40/40 Club and us doing the Hip Hop History is two different shows, but they both have almost the same message to highlight these talented people who dropped hits.
Absolutely.
You may not play them right now, but guess what? There's some radio stations that are playing those hits from 20, 30, 40 years ago. And some of those artists, believe it or not, they still actually tour. You know, they have the Hip Hop Legends Tour. A lot of these guys are good solo acts that go on the road. They go overseas. They got big careers overseas. It's just here in America, the major labels, they only make money off of what's next. So that's why they throw our artists to the side.
Correct.
But you don't see that happening in the white community. Bon Jovi, Bruce Springsteen, fucking U2, all these Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I mean, they're still right there in your face.
They don't need to drop an album at all. Their music still spins on the radio stations.
Yeah, that's 100.
Still spins on fucking basketball games and the commercials. They still are on tour nonstop. So we actually need to be the ones to shed the light on the younger community, because
I agree.
They can show love, you know, because they sample them. They don't even shout them out.
They don't.
How you gonna sample somebody and not even give them love? You know what I'm saying?
You know what, man? I think the younger generation artists that's coming up right now, it's all about them. You know, they could give a 2F.
Let me ask you a question real quick. You know, we're on music. What do you think about the newest genre of music that's going crazy called drill music?
You know, I'm not a big fan of drill music. You know, I may get canceled for saying that. But I'm not a big fan of it. I want to go back to where people spitting hot bars. You know what I mean?
Bars.
I mean, anyone can.
And making sense with it.
Yeah, man. I think anybody can do drill music. If you lived the life, you can talk about it. You know, some of them don't even live the life. They just probably see what someone else is doing, and then they implement it in their music. Look, man, Kyrie Irving just said it the other day when I was watching an interview, man, and he says, man, that YN generation, you know, that's not what it is, and I actually agreed with him. It's like that's not you know, guys like myself, you, and some of the guys we have in the building here, like that's not music to us, man.
I'm gonna say it to the people right here. The YN behavior is not gangster.
It's not.
It's not.
It's not.
Self-snitching on yourself first off, and gangster drill music is not gangster. That's retarded, and you guys need to stop.
Yeah, I agree 100% on that.
Self-snitching is dumb as fuck off rip. I'm gonna be honest with you, but I would tell you what real gangster is: handling your money and taking care of your family.
Big facts.
Now that's real gangster.
Big facts.
You don't have to be the biggest, baddest dude on the block to be a gangster.
But I like the fact that you said that, right?
Being honest.
Big and baddest dude. There's always going to be someone
bigger and badder
than you.
Always going to be someone.
You know what I mean?
But I want to put out the message of what a gangster is. A gangster is someone that stands on 10 toes down and handles business. not causing trouble and shooting up the community and robbing old ladies and stupid shit. And
Yeah,
like,
that's
what are you doing? These people shooting up children, dog. They out here like I'm sorry I'm getting too deep into it, but stand 10 toes down and be a grown ass man and not even gangster. Just be a real grown ass man. If you're gonna make drill music, please don't snitch on yourself.
Yeah, stop telling on yourself.
Stop telling on yourself. You giving the case away. You're making their job
a lot
easy,
easier,
bro.
man. They don't gotta go too far.
They don't gotta do nothing. They can just play the song and say, "Oh, Lil Johnny shot Judge on commercial in 44th and da da da." Oh shit, black car, red car. They have the whole lyrics.
Yeah.
You done told the whole lick.
All right.
Be an adult.
All right.
Like
well,
Coach, please. And
yeah,
I'm
man.
Move on. So I don't like drill music either. Just to play off of what you were saying, I really don't like it either. Some of the
gotta
beats,
be careful, man. You might get canceled.
I really don't care, dog. I have grown ass kids and I got little ass kids, and I love music. That's why I do this podcasting. That's why we have an entertainment company. I love lyrics. I love bars. I love battle rap. I love reggae. I love the new vibe with the Afro beats and the Africans is vibing right
Real
now,
music.
bro. Like
Soca.
That's the type of shit you should be on.
Yeah.
With your lady, you can't hang out with your lady on drill music.
Nah.
Come on, what you gonna hang out with a lady with drill music?
Nah, you can't get nothing popping off of drill music.
You gonna stroke your lady with drill music, my G? No. You could do some good Afro beats, some good reggae, some old R&B. R&B doesn't get enough love. First off, dog. Let's get off of hip hop. R&B used to be the thing. What happened to R&B, Coach?
Man, I mean, I have two boys, and I think I got to credit R&B for that, right? Without R&B, I don't think my boys would be around right now.
Yeah, but what your boys, all they got is drill music to make a baby to, and they gonna make a baby to drill music.
Well, the good thing, I think when you're raising your kids and they're around the house, they hear the music that you play, they kind of adapt to it.
Yeah.
Like my oldest, man, he rocks the 90s R&B and hip hop. You know, he rocked the early 2000s, but he also messed with the new school stuff too. But that's their generation.
They do. I don't want to discredit R&B and say that it's not here. They do have some new younger cats. I know he's locked up right now, but shout out Tory Lanez. He used to make some really good R&B music.
Oh, that's my guy.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
That's my guy.
That nigga was on fire.
FREE Tory. You feel me?
Free Tory. I feel the same with Free Tory Lanez. Brent Faiyaz, is that how you say it? On fire. He making some good music right now.
Yeah. You got to put me on.
Bryson Tiller came.
Oh, Bryson Tiller is my guy.
Fire right now.
Yes, sir.
So R&B still here. I don't want to discredit.
Well, R&B is not dead. It's a new version of R&B. You know what I mean?
Powers that be don't want to promote that. It's once again, it's these major corporations that took over hip hop. They infiltrated hip hop. They only want to promote drill music right now. So like if you or the other version of drill music. Ratchet music for women.
Yeah.
So they got the ratchet music for dudes.
Women is leading the rap industry right now.
Yeah, I know.
For sure.
And I don't want to say all women is ratchet, and they can't rap. I didn't say that. A lot of them got some bars if you listening, but everything don't got to be about your draws and this and that. You know what I mean? Like every rap bar don't have to be about murking somebody or an op.
Yeah.
You know, I would listen to some music and every song was like op. I said, since when does so many people have beef? Well, what happened to just be a cool nigga?
It's what's selling right now, man. You know, we can go back to about 2 summers ago or 1 summer ago between Drake and Kendrick. I mean, for about 6 months, all you heard on the radio every 3 seconds is "They're not like us," right? Yeah, absolutely, and that's only because you know the powers that be was pushing it, and more importantly, we were just soaking up on all the BS.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I mean,
but behind the scene, them boys they're real cool, man. Trust me.
So let's talk about that real quick. I want to talk about that real quick. The powers that be gave him the ultimate stimulus package, bro. The song is still spinning right now. It's every hour it's spinning on a radio station. Still,
it is still in the top 100.
Yes.
You know, radios are still playing it.
So you believe they gave him that stimulus package?
Definitely. Now the
real question. I mean,
let's be real, right? I mean, this is something that I talked on my show, right? The Super Bowl happened where? In New Orleans, right?
Yes, it was. And
so who did they bring in to perform? Drake. Why? because he had the hottest summer song,
Yeah.
right? But in my opinion, it was a very disrespectful move by the powers to be. You know, I'm not
Put
saying
Lil
any
Wayne
name,
in
but J to the A to the Y to the Z.
Yeah.
You know, and you know he, you know, old beef with Cash Money, so he decided not to put the best rapper alive on the stage
No.
in his own city.
I wouldn't say that because he fucks with Lil Wayne real heavy, but
He don't mess with Baby.
it's not about that. It's because it's about money. So the powers that be gave them the stimulus package. Granted, he won all those fucking Grammys, right? Granted,
Off of what song?
the same shit. That's what I'm saying.
There we go.
But listen, so what would make the biggest rating other than that? Everything is about aesthetics and in the boom factor, right?
Well,
it's the boom.
It's about having
other-
people tune in
Hold on, no.
during the halftime show,
What
right?
other needle would have pushed it past? I ain't gonna lie, Lil Wayne would have raised the bar. The needle would have been triggered. What would have pushed it past Lil Wayne? Ask yourself that question.
So here it is. I mean, New Orleans at a time had the industry on lock, right? I mean, we had Cash Money, we had No Limit, right? At the time, these boys were very, very hot, right?
No,
All
I'm
right,
not discrediting
and
their
you
catalog.
had the Soldier Slim on his own, right?
I'm not discrediting their catalog. I'm just talking on a grand scale of millions and billions or hundreds of millions. Lil Wayne would have produced that. I'm not taking that away. I'm telling you he would. But let's talk about who would have pushed it past that. Talk business. Look, we're saying Lil Wayne is the hottest thing for that era right then and there for that concert in New Orleans. It would have been the hottest concert. It would have brought the most attention. Hot with Lil Wayne, 20 years. The Hot Boys just went back on tour.
Yeah.
It would have been stupid.
It would have been crazy.
Crazy.
I mean, I went to the Hot Boy concert back in
I saw you did that too.
and
Major, yo.
and Dallas. No, I'm sorry, in Houston.
Hard, right?
And it was a sold out crowd. They had people outside. I mean, people step out for the Hot Boys.
But this is what I want to ask you. Let's get back to my main question. There's a great show you went to, and I wish I could have attended, and I hope I get to see them all four together at once, at least before they stop performing. But who would have pushed the envelope harder? Because that's how the niggas with the pockets is looking at it. They're saying, Lil Wayne and the Hot Boys, great concert. They're selling out seats everywhere, yes. But who would sell out double the numbers right now? And everybody's putting names in the bucket. They're just going to piggyback off of, well, you know, he call that boy a pedophile like 10 times. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, oh, shit, if he says that on the internet or on TV, you know, our ratings are going to go through the roof. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the most disrespectful thing right now. And the golden boy loses.
Yeah.
So it's like almost like a written soap opera. Like they're like, okay, the Hot Boys is a good concert. Shakira might have did good too. Beyonce might have did good. But you know what? This shit right here is going to get us the most ratings. We're going to be able to sell the most clips. We're going to be able to sell this shit.
And they made
Trust me, I know.
They made the right business decision.
Business. It's all
right.
it was. But Lil Wayne would have been a better concert.
But when it comes to honoring the greats that, you know, put New Orleans on the map, you know, no doubt in my mind, you know, we started off the show with, you know, I would love to have P. Miller on the show.
Of course.
You know, those guys paved a lot of way for a lot of New Orleans rappers and artists. And I think because it was in their hometown, they should have been, their name should have been thrown in the hat.
Man,
you know?
No, their name was in the hat. They were number one. But due to the fact that this kid had the fucking hottest streak in the longest time ever, it threw a monkey wrench into the plans to be.
That wasn't Kendrick Lamar's first time performing at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he just did it a couple years before.
He did it with the West Coast.
Yes.
All right. So okay, just like when they went to Atlanta,
I'm not
they had Usher and Lil Jon and the whole squad came out. So when the Super Bowl came down to Miami, they had the entire 305 entourage out there as well. Trick Daddy, Pitbull, right? But so what was the difference in decision making when the Super Bowl was in New Orleans?
It's not about our hip hop culture no more. It's about ratings, sponsors, and finances. And Lil Wayne and them was the best option for the concert due to the fact that they're doing their 20-year reunion, and Lil Wayne is one of the hottest rappers alive still. But to make more money than that, They went after the money.
So
went after the money,
So I'll
man.
ask you a question, man. I think Nicki Minaj, who's part of Young Money, would have brought in a lot of viewers. I think Drake, who is still one of the top 5 rappers who's been doing it for over 20 years, would have bring in a lot of revenue, right? I think Lil Wayne alone could have brought in a lot of money.
Drake turned it down 3 times. He doesn't want to do Super Bowl.
Perhaps.
Because you have to pay your own money for the Super Bowl.
You do. So you don't get paid to perform at the Super Bowl. I mean, that's facts.
But
we all know that.
The package off of it is retarded.
It's retarded.
Yeah.
The endorsement that you're going to get after the show, it's ridiculous.
That's why I'm saying if you watch the cookie crumb trail from what Kendrick Lamar did, they definitely was like, you know what?
It backfired. It backfired.
It won for them.
I mean, the Super Bowl, everybody,
they won.
Believe it or not, I mean, everyone, after his performance, everyone had something to say, and it was not positive, right? Because of the symbol, right? I mean, the people at the top was really saying, like, what was his message, right? I mean, bringing out Samuel L. Jackson and having him...
Like a little...
Man, I don't want to say it, but you guys know, it backfired on the NFL.
Yeah, I know.
So was that a real good decision?
But it's all about the ratings. They try to push the envelope, so everything is clickbait, bro.
Right.
Every scene.
And again,
every scene is a clickbait.
I don't want anyone who watch this podcast thinks that, well, Coach D is totally against Kendrick Lamar. I think the kid is very talented.
Hey, he can't go to the West Coast.
And he's great. I live in the West Coast, and that's all they bump, right?
Wack 100, let my homie slide.
I live in the West Coast, and that's all they really bump is Kendrick, right? But honestly, out of respect, I think we would have paid more homage to the OGs that paved way.
Me and you would have.
Yeah.
But I think for white America, who doesn't know who the Hot Boys are, they know that song from the fucking summer before, and they're just piggybacking off of the momentum.
Most definitely. But at the end of the day, it's up to Jay-Z to sign on who he wants to bring on
that boy
to
Drake,
perform.
That boy Drake took that shit on the chin in his back. He dropped that Icebox album or whatever. He on the worldwide tour. Like, that shit never happened.
Right.
And that's what I was trying to tell people. Like, a good battle is a good battle. No one's supposed to die. No one's supposed to lose. You're supposed to capitalize off of the momentum and make money.
100%.
And then get back to business.
100%.
And then it's supposed to be good business.
Yep.
But we could jump off of that, man. Listen, I know that you're in town. You put together some real big business. You put together a Roku channel and you're streaming sports events.
Yes.
You just streamed a really important football game down here in South Florida. Tell us about it.
Absolutely, man. Our network had the opportunity to feature 2 of the top high school team here in South Florida, Cardinal Givens versus Bishop McCarthy, 2 Catholic schools going at it. And, I'm not sure if you watched the game, but it was a great game. It was back-to-back scoring, but Bishop McCarthy came at the top. Just to talk a little bit more about the network, I never take credit for any success that I have. I have an amazing team behind me. One of the main reasons why I moved to the West Coast, it's because of launching the network. And you know how it is here in South Florida. There's always competition. And when you tell other people your dream, they don't really, they can hear you.
They don't feel you.
They don't feel you, and nor do they see it. They don't think it could be accomplished from a young man who was raised in Deerfield Beach in the project or the hood, whatever they want to call it, right? And they don't expect you to be able to own your own network, right? You can't be the next Netflix. You can't be the next
What's the name
Prime
of the
Video.
network?
The name of the network is, everything that I do is I do it for the culture, so it's called Culture Plus Network. But I gotta give
Network.
I gotta give
Shout out
credit.
Coach, man.
Thank you, man.
No, let's give credit to you.
I appreciate
and your
you.
team at the same
Yeah,
time.
absolutely,
man.
but
Shout out Culture Plus Network.
I don't want my team to see this and be like, man, he forgot names. And if I do,
Whole
please
team,
forgive
baby.
me. There's so many
Teamwork made
people
the dream work.
behind Culture Plus Network, but I got to give my production team, my network team, Kevin Flowers, based out of Ohio. I had my guy, man, I'm trying not to forget anybody, so please forgive me.
Shout 'em out, baby.
So I had my guy Gabe came down to do the broadcasting. I had my dog Kyle came down and handled all the camera crews for us.
That's what's up.
I had
the cameraman.
Yeah, I can't forget them, man. And I had Jackson, my number one guy, came down to help us broadcast the game as well. And behind that, man, my lovely wife, who's constantly doing all the PR work, reaching out to different production team and letting them know that the network is around and forming partnerships all around the nation for us. I can't forget my uncle Rich Black. I can't forget my dog Chris Gotti. You know, I can't forget my dog.
Shout out Gotti.
I can't forget my brother D, who's
D.
always there, just pushing us and
Coach
keeping
D?
us. Yeah, well, no, my brother's name is Donaldson.
My bad.
But you know, one of our biggest supporter and one of the guys that really believed that we should ever give up on our dream, and we just went ahead and just came together and decided that, you know, we got to launch this network.
That's what's up, man. The network is very powerful. This is just another asset to your multimedia company that you have. I'm very excited and proud. Once again, just another bouquet of flowers to toss your way for the network. Yep.
That's right.
Behind you, please.
That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Streaming, and also what you have here is a Roku channel as well. It's an app people can download, so you can watch all of your content in their homes, in the luxury of their homes, on their iPhones, on their iPads, and wherever you could get the app on the Roku.
Right.
You could download Culture Plus Network.
That's
Make
right.
sure you check out my dog. He actually alley-ooped us to play. So hopefully by the end of the year, you'll be able to download and watch Mike City Network as well. So
Big
all of
facts.
our content.
It's about sharing information,
from
man.
our website, all of our content from our YouTube channel. You'll be able to watch all of the people that we help produce, all of their content constantly.
That's
and
right.
Also be on the lookout for the Mike City app. You know, I'm just dropping jewels left and right.
No, I love it, man.
We just want to keep growing and building our network, Mike City Network, Culture Plus Network. There's never no competition amongst us.
Never.
And whatever we have resources for you, to your disposal, just like you have for us.
Man, there's enough out there for everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of gatekeeper
But you're right, though.
that like to hold up.
You can't tell everyone your ideas.
You can't give away your ideas, but you know, you can always help somebody get to where you are.
Yeah.
Because there's so much. Look, I always say this. I know there's a saying that it's too crowded in the bottom. The reason that is because of the gatekeepers. No, everybody want to eat on by themselves. They don't want to spread out the knowledge that they have obtained to get them to the top. The top is lonely.
Yep.
The top is lonely, and it's not. And the only reason it's lonely because there's not enough of us, you know. And if we can give that knowledge and help each other grow, you know, the top, it will be fun because it's too many of us up there creating ideas, coming together and producing.
That's what we
for
do.
the next generation, and that's what I believe personally.
That's what we do.
That,
Me and you,
we have to. We have to.
The creative,
you know,
the creative juices between, you know, what we got going on. It just helps magnify the situation.
Absolutely.
It's easy to come around people like yourself, like-minded people, and we creatively create a new situation or enhance something that's already going.
Big facts.
I step into a lot of rooms. I network with a lot of people. You're only as big as your network. The more you network, you can create more opportunity.
Right.
When I'm in these rooms with the networking and stuff, people who are very successful, they're not Krabby Patties, bro.
No.
I'm telling you right now from experience. I'm hanging around people, I'm brushing shoulders. They're not Krabby Patties, bro. They're not trying to pull each other down. They're proud of us. They're proud of other business owners. They're proud of people who are striving and trying to be and go into another situation.
Yeah.
They're not here to gatekeep.
One thing I learned throughout my journey, man, your network determine your net worth.
Ooh, say it again.
You know, your network determine your net worth.
Exactly.
Right? So those you align with determine the type of income you're going to bring in, right? So like for me, Mark, I'm not better than anybody, but my circle, it can't be somebody that's making $50,000 a year. No shade to anybody that's making that, right? But I can't associate myself with someone that stick with just making $50,000 a year.
Or just being content.
I content, right?
Yeah.
I can't stick with someone who wants to do a 9 to 5 because I've been out of that for over 16 years now.
Yeah.
So for me, it's more, how can I elevate? How can I grow? But I don't want to do it alone. How can I bring others up with me?
Same way, man. I definitely feel you on that. That's the hustler and the entrepreneurial spirit. You know what I'm saying? The gift of a real hustler. You know what I mean? Not a corner hustler, but a financial literacy hustler that understands the world. You know what I mean? It's business 24/7.
Right. You know, I think in our community, people get uncomfortable when you start talking about money, right?
Or insurance,
or religion, right? I think
they want to talk religion.
I think, well, you know, not a lot of people. A lot of people feel uncomfortable. That's why in the workplace they always tell you not to talk about religion, right?
Yeah, religion
I mean,
and
that's
politics.
Politics,
Yeah.
right? But for me, it's I get excited when I walk in the room. I get excited when I walk in the IWA office because all my peoples are talking about money
Every day, all day.
You know,
Shout out to IWA, Insurance Works
and,
Agency.
and being around that type of environment,
Makes you wanna
it
get
just makes you want to keep grinding and keep getting more,
Yeah.
right?
I love it too.
But when you're around those who are making a certain amount of income and they're comfortable with it and their life is miserable, that type of energy have an impact on me, and I don't want to be around that energy. So that's why I select those. I select who I want to hang around with and who I want to be around with, who I want to do business with, and who I want to grow with.
I like your style because I'm in the same boat. You know, it's pick and choose not only who you align with, but who you share your energy with, right? Because sometimes people come around, they just want to drain your energy because they got nothing going on, and those are the people that we don't need to high and by. Is what I say. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to be disrespectful. You don't even have to waste a conversation. It's not the type of conversation environment for what would we, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Time and place, brother.
Right.
Time and place.
Energy means everything to me, man.
Woo. Talk that shit.
My peace is everything in the world to me. You know, I like to have fun. You know, and having to be around people who's always down, that energy, it does. It's a trickle effect, right?
Yes,
it affects you. So if my wife is down, I'm down because of the energy, right? But when she's energized, I'm fully energized. Yeah. So it's all about your surroundings and what you have around you. And for me, I'll protect my peace before anything.
I protect it as well, and I respect that. It takes a real mature person to understand how to protect your peace. It takes years and wisdom, actually. You know, I wish younger people could grasp that sooner. Inner peace is more important than anything else. It's called self-love.
Oh yeah.
You meditate,
big facts. I don't meditate.
Do you?
But I'm a big affirmation guy.
So you talk to yourself.
I talk to myself.
Big affirmation.
You know what I'm saying? Affirmation
that's a form of meditation.
Every morning.
Yeah, it's a way of,
you know,
it's a form of meditation.
And
that's a positive way of encouraging yourself in you're watering yourself with positive, you know, you're a plant.
That's important, man.
Yeah.
Man, I have a specific way that I live my life, and I have like a schedule that I live by every day. You know, before my feet touch the ground, I'm talking to God. You know, that's the very first thing that I do every morning, right? Second, I'm out in my bathroom saying my affirmation as I'm getting ready for my day.
That's what's up.
Right? I am a king. I say that to myself every morning. I am a king.
Yes.
All right? And I always say, today is going to be a great day. So I'm putting it out there in the universe.
Yes.
All right? And if the universe can hear me, it's going to come right back to me.
Attracting
right?
that energy.
You got to attract the energy,
yes.
right?
What's next?
You know, the next thing I always, and I've always screamed that, and man, I got it tatted on myself. All right? Only God can judge me. Right? So meaning that whatever anybody think of me for that day, it absolutely mean nothing to me. All right?
You want to know something? From shoulder to shoulder, I got only God can judge me. Because it's the only person that I care about judging me.
Oh, absolutely. It's right here, man. I got it all tatted on me, man. And it's the prayer hand. And every morning I tell myself this, bro, only God can judge me. So whatever this person thought about me, whatever that person thought about me, doesn't matter because they don't pay the bills and they're not providing for my family.
Nope.
I'm the one who's doing it. So if you're knocking my hustle, that's on you, but the hustle will never stop.
Because my God loves me.
My God loved me.
He's the only one that can judge me.
There you go.
And I'm going to make him proud and mama.
During Judgment Day, that's what matters to me. How did I live my life? Did I do good by people? Right? That's important to me.
Yes.
And as long as I maintain that type of attitude,
that's called integrity.
I'm ready to go home whenever he calls me to come home.
Facts,
you know?
Man. That's why I wanted to have an interview with people like you, Coach. I wanted to highlight people like you.
Right.
Because level of integrity, morals, wisdom, kindness, compassion, assertiveness, being firm about your business, the consistency, those are all characteristic traits that build up a strong man. Black man, Spanish man, white man, Chinese man, doesn't matter what man you are. If you possess those characteristic traits that my good friend right here has, you'll be all right in this world. We need more people like that. We need more people that'll uplift us. We need more people that tell you, hey man, tighten your shit up. Hey man, take care of your family. Hey man, congratulations.
Absolutely.
You look good today, brother.
Absolutely.
I wish you a great day. There's nothing wrong with complimenting each other.
Nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with criticizing each other.
Yeah.
We need more of that in a way that's not called hating.
No.
Everybody's not hating just because they're telling you that you could be better or do more.
I like that.
It's not called hating.
I like that. You know, if you give someone an advice, they consider it hating.
Yeah, I won't call you a hater.
Why would I give you an advice if I wanted to hate on you?
Makes me not want to give you advice.
It stops there anyways, because you automatically think I'm hating or I'm holding you back or this. No, I'm going to tell you, listen, I've been there. And I can save you 10 steps to get to where you want to get faster by telling you, hey, why don't we try it this way? This is just my opinion, right? Or what I have been through, because I've been through that process already. And I want to make sure that you don't make the same errors that I made. And I need to get you to where I'm at a lot faster or surpass me. You know, I think one big issue there is, and within our community, is that we're afraid that if we give someone a knowledge, that person is going to surpass you, because we're always in a competitive mindset.
That is the God's honest truth.
I've learned this. I've learned this throughout my life. Okay. The more you help people, you will never be broke. The more you help people, you will never be broke. Here's the reason why. It's going to come back to you in tenfold.
Tenfold.
The reason I love the insurance industry, the more agents I train, the more my income grows.
Of course.
Right? So I am not going to hold any information in that can help you be successful. And if you became the biggest insurance agency in the world,
we're clapping for you, man.
I can promise you one day you're going to think of who helped you get there, and you're going to reach out one day and say, yo, let's go out for a lunch. That's all that I need. I don't need money from you.
We're going to call back and say thank you and give you your flowers, just like we're giving you your flowers today.
And I appreciate that.
You deserve it, brother.
I appreciate that.
You deserve it 10 times. You deserve it 100 times. You deserve it 1,000 times.
Appreciate it.
People like you, we need more people like you, you know. Trust me, I'm telling you right now. You got great children, you got a great family, you got a great team, a great staff. You're a great leader to your people in your community.
Right.
And we need to highlight more people like you. That's why Pete Miller will get on your site, your podcast, one day. He definitely will bless that, because you're going to attract that type of energy. And you're in the financial industry as well. So, you know, you got great conversation to have with
a lot.
You know what I mean?
A lot.
Statue. But, yes, everybody, make sure you tap into everything that we're building. We're not done. But I just want to keep giving my guy his flowers. You did mention in that conversation insurance.
Yeah.
I want to highlight that, because in our community, we said it was a joke. We joked about it earlier, how they think it's a scam when you talk about money and insurance.
Mm-hmm.
But insurance most definitely isn't a scam. Insurance is a way that people in America, and not just America, all over the world, is able to pass down generational wealth. The way that insurance is built up and structured here in America, you need it in order to go to the hospital. Your children need it in order to go to their pediatricians. If you get sick, you need to go to an urgent care. You most definitely need insurance. That's just the basic level of insurance. You have to have auto insurance on your car, and if you have a mortgage, you need to have home or boat or whatever type of mortgage that you have. But the most important insurance that people aren't talking about in our community is life insurance. I know that you are in the life insurance industry, which is also known as the financial industry, and I would love if you would take the moment to tell people in our community, not just the black community, but the middle class community, how important life insurance is, Coach.
Well, you know, I always say this when it comes to insurance, and even in my podcast, I talk about insurance. I think a lot of us was crippled growing up, you know, because we're hearing it from our great grandparents, our parents, and it just trickled. It's a trickle effect all the way down to our kids.
Yes.
Insurance it's designed to prevent you from going bankrupt. Why do I say this? All right. The number one reason why so many people end up losing everything in the world is because they don't have insurance. They get sick, all right, and they saved up $60,000, but now they're in the hospital and they need $250,000.
Bills piled up.
Bills piling up. One thing that I think a lot of people in our industry don't believe, they're like, well, we live in America. You have to treat me. No, they don't have to treat you. So if you don't have insurance, they can keep passing you along to the next specialist. That's why they say, go see this specialist, go see that specialist, go see that specialist, right?
Yep.
By the time you did 5 visits without insurance, you probably already exhausted your bank account. But if you
co-pays.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. And some people just don't care. They just say, I'm never going to pay it. Well, that's fine and dandy. But if you're trying to own a home in the future, all right, it's going to affect you when you apply for that loan, because the financial company is going to look and say, wait a minute, you may think owing Holy Cross Hospital $80,000 is not going to affect you from buying that home. But what you're not understanding, there's an underwriter that the insurance company pays, all right, to determine if you are worthy enough to get that loan. Right. And when the underwriter is going through your credit report, it says it right there that you owed Holy Cross Hospital 80 grand for the last 9 to 10 years, and you never made an attempt to pay $1. So the underwriter's job is to protect their employer.
Yes.
Right. And they're going to say, well, we can't take a chance giving you $400,000 to go buy your dream home when you pretty much shitted, if I could say that, right? Yeah. You shitted on your medical bills.
It's going to be on
right?
the report forever.
So this is what I say about health, life insurance in general. It protects you from financial turmoil.
Yep.
Okay. A lot of us don't believe in life insurance. It's okay if you don't believe in it, but we do believe in GoFundMe.
You should never have a GoFundMe. You should be more responsible and have an actual life insurance policy.
I agree with you, right?
It's very unfortunate to see all those GoFundMes.
You see the GoFundMe whenever someone passed away. There's a GoFundMe somewhere on Facebook, Instagram, whatever social media platform they can get a lot of attention so someone can send them money, right?
Yep.
You can avoid all of that. I mean, you can get a simple term policy, okay? Depending on your age, depending on the face amount is the amount of insurance coverage that you purchase for yourself,
yes,
starting as little as $19 a month, yes, depending on your age.
And even cheaper for children.
Depending on your health status.
Yes.
I always say it's cheaper to get it when you're young because you're healthy. Mm-hmm. Okay? Because the underwriters, there's there's a rating. They got to rate you, right? Preferred, non-preferred, smoker, super preferred, whatever that they have, right?
Yep.
Well, non-preferred is someone who possibly may have some type of illness or obesity or smoker or whatever. They're a non-preferred. A preferred client would be someone who's perfectly healthy. Well, when are you at your best? When you're young.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't understand that it's probably it's better to start early than to start late. When you start early, you get it cheaper and you get more insurance coverage. As you get older, you pay more and you get less. Right?
But
and
it's
then
unfortunate that they wait until they're older to get the coverage.
after
they
got diabetic,
yeah.
high blood
and
pressure.
it's on their medical report.
Right.
So now when they go to get through the underwriting, they're all messed up with the new diagnosis.
Absolutely.
So Coach is 1,000% correct. The earlier that you receive this information and get insured, the better you would be off, because you would be guaranteed insured.
Right.
But continue.
Right. And the most important thing that I want to make sure that everyone understand with life insurance, it is the fastest way to earn wealth. Many people spend thousands of dollars on lottery ticket. The chances of you hitting that is very, very little.
Yep.
But one thing that I can guarantee is that one day you will be called home. You will die.
Yes, you will.
That's the cycle of life, right? It's a cycle of life. It will eventually happen. When it happens, do you want to leave a legacy for your family? Or do you want to leave them in poverty where now they have to do GoFundMe to bury you? I choose the first route. I'd rather be insured. And if something happened as the breadwinner of my family, I don't want my wife having to worry about running out and go get remarried because I did not do my job. But she's going to marry somebody and get miserable because the bills got to get paid.
Yeah.
Right? So I want to give her the freedom to do whatever it is she wants. Where if she want to go date somebody right away, that's on her. But I did my part and made sure that she's financially stable enough to take the time to grieve before she goes out there and start dating. Right? I think that's what a lot of people not understanding.
Smart thing to do.
My children, I don't want my children to ever, have to go do a job that they don't like because now dad is gone. Now they got to go, okay, now I got to go to Taco Bell or I got to go to McDonald's. Pop's not here anymore. I need to go work. No, I want to do what the wealthies do. I want to do a wealth transfer.
Yes.
And that wealth
Set
transfer,
them up for life,
absolutely.
bro.
I don't think I will ever make, I should never say that because the tongue is very powerful. But in our lifetime, many people don't make $1 million, right? But what I would like to do is make sure that I leave enough for my kids that my grandkids are taken care of.
Facts.
Thinking 2 generations down, my children and my grandkids. Now, whatever they do after that, that's totally up to them. But because I am in the financial industry, I'm not an advisor or anything, I know well enough to make sure that I prepare my financial home. God forbid something happens to me, my kids will be okay. And I put together a trust. Okay? It's called an irrevocable trust.
Facts. Talk that talk.
Meaning that even though I'm not here, I'm still running the show. All right?
He's basically saying there's stipulations to the trust as it pays out.
Absolutely. Right? So one thing I told my oldest son is, if something ever happened to me, you cannot get your portion unless you complete 2 years of college.
Facts. I'm on the same boat.
Like, it's just guaranteed. Like, if you don't have 2 years of college, you just forfeited your portion of my trust.
Facts.
Right? Same thing for my youngest son. You don't go 2 years of college, a minimum, you just forfeited what I have put away for you. All right?
You gotta get that education,
and for my wife, you're not going to get $500,000 to go splurge and go buy Birkin bags. You're going to get it in increments, right?
Set her up.
Enough to pay the bills until you retire or until God call you home. I made sure of that. You'll get $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 depending on inflation, right? You will get the amount that is set in the trust for you to get on a monthly basis. All right. So I have the disbursement set up to where if you don't meet these criterias, it goes right back to the estate.
That's what's up. It's called an irrevocable trust for anybody that's interested in what he just was talking about.
Correct.
But more importantly, in the whole conversation, he set up his family very, very well and made sure, God forbid, when something happens, that they are in a good enough position that they can mourn properly, grieve properly, and accept the gift of generational wealth that this man had put in position. It's called proper planning, right? Proper planning prevents poor performance. It's the 5 P's of life. And if we together can educate one person or 100 people or 1,000 people, having life insurance on your family is the smartest thing to do.
100%. If you don't mind me saying that, and I'm sorry to cut you off. I like what you just said, but what I've learned in life is that people don't plan to fail; they fail to plan. It's that simple.
We got to change that though. That's why our energies and our powers combined. It's like we're calling Captain Planet, right? And that's why we have teamed up together because we are like-minded individuals and we know better. I know people who go to restaurants and spend mad money on alcohol and food, or they smoke a lot, or they go shopping, or they drive far and they spending stupid money on gas. Listen to me. For less than $100 a month, you can protect yourself to put yourself in a position that your family can receive a substantial amount of money to make sure that they don't have to worry whether it's for a small period of time or a long period of time. Making sure your family is well taken care of is the real grown man thing to do. I'm not talking about life insurance with Coach because I am in the life insurance or the insurance industry. I'm talking about it because in our community, it is the quickest way to pass down generational wealth. If you are smart enough and intelligent enough to understand how to put some money aside for a life insurance policy, you are doing the best thing that you could ever do for your family.
And Mark, I think a lot of people think life insurance, it's all about when I die, it goes to my beneficiary. But there's policies that you can use as living benefits.
Right now.
All right. Those policies was introduced in the late 90s, early 2000s. It's called an Index Universal Life, IUL.
IULs.
Those IULs are designed to be a living benefit policy. It's like a term policy. It's a renewable term policy, yes, but it covers you for your entire life up to 121 years of age. Now, how many of us are going to live to see that age? I hope to see it that day, right? But what most people don't understand, in that policy in itself, you can build wealth beyond your wildest dream by simply putting a certain amount of money away. There is so much into that policy. If I had to explain how it truly worked, the podcast would possibly go for another 2 hours.
2 to 3 hours. But just to put it in a nutshell, life insurance, there's many different types of life insurance policies. Just to break it down, you have term life policies, which stands for a certain term, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years.
Expires based on the term, correct.
You have a whole life policy, which goes to the whole life of your policy.
Up until the age of 100.
That would give them a fixed face amount, regardless of whenever you pass away. But the investment policy, what he's explaining to you guys, is an Index Universal Life policy, where you have a death benefit and you also have a cash benefit attached to it. Once you accumulated enough cash interest, where you accrued enough cash value, you are then able to borrow money
You're your own bank.
You can borrow money from your own account, which then creates you becoming your own bank.
Your own bank. So you borrow from yourself.
Said $50,000 to go and put down payment on your house. You can borrow that $50,000 from your own account, interest and tax free, that you can put the down payment on and then pay yourself back, instead of having to go to Chase and ask them for a loan, instead of going to Wells Fargo, instead of asking them for a loan. If you are smart enough in your early 20s and 30s and you invested in yourself, by the time you're in your 40s or late 30s, you can borrow money from yourself, being your own bank. In that situation, that is a very powerful way of utilizing your insurance policy.
100%.
So he's correct. You don't have to wait to die to use your insurance policy to benefit you, and it's actually more smarter than having a traditional savings account. Because when you have a traditional savings account, you're only accruing a half interest rate to 1 to 2 interest, but with Index Universal Life and IUL policy, it can go anywhere between 4%, 8%, all the way up to 15%.
Based on the SP 500
Based
performance.
on the S&P 500 performance.
Correct.
That type of information is what I would like for all of us in our community to have at our dinner tables, to have at our children when they're young, to have at our mothers and fathers, to have in our situations, because we're all going to die.
You know what? I think everybody can afford a policy.
Of course they can.
If you look at your subscription base, see how many subscriptions that you have on your phone or on your TV, and do the math.
$100 or less a month is not that bad.
Do the math. There's people that spend $4 a day on coffee at Starbucks every morning, faithful.
7 days a week.
7 days a week. Well, do the math. Do I need to have that much coffee? No. Can I make coffee at home, which is going to cost me a lot cheaper than going to Starbucks every morning? Like, come on. Just think about it. Do I really need the new iPhone? They all do the same thing, right? So it's all about being responsible.
Yes.
All right? Well, if I can't afford Netflix, you think I'm going to let my insurance policy lapse just because I have to pay Netflix? A lot of people will make that decision. Me personally, the insurance policy has to be paid first, and then everything else follows, right? But many people think the other way around. I need to pay the light bill first. I need to pay the car note first. Well, guess what? What happened next month when you don't have the job? That car get repoed. Yeah. I've been there.
Yeah.
I've been there. All right. Well, I got to pay my rent, my lease. I gotta do this, right? Yeah. What happened next month when you can't pay the lease? You get that 3-day notice on your door. Exactly. Have I been there? I've been there, right?
Yes.
But one thing that I've always learned since I've gotten in this industry back in 2007 is that I have to protect me first. I'm more important than anything else, right? Many people choose their phone bill. That's more important than their life. My life is more important because once this life ends, my family struggle. I'd rather protect the life that I live in today to make sure that they continue to live the lifestyle that they have been accustomed to, even when God calls me home.
And listen, and that's just powerful. That's just powerful. I'm telling you, we're not just trying to sell insurance.
No, it's not even selling insurance. It's just
educating
knowledge
and giving the knowledge out.
Yes, it's knowledge.
What we're trying to do,
right?
But if you are interested in getting insurance, here goes the plug now. If you are interested in getting insurance, you can go to insuranceworks.agency.
Big facts.
Tap in with any of myself or any of our staff at InsuranceWorks Agency. Team IWA, we care about you and your family, and we will point you in the right direction. It's not about a buck. It's about making sure that the insurance works for you.
Absolutely.
And it first starts with education and understanding how powerful insurance can be for you and your family.
100%, man. And I got to give you your flowers because I see that you're educating more and more agents to do the same. And I think a lot of people think that, oh, we're just doing it for money. No, we're changing lives.
Giving away careers.
We're changing lives, yes, right? And those agents who come to work every morning at IWA office, they're changing lives when they put their headphones on.
Each policy,
right?
One policy at a time.
You know, I can give you guys a quick story. Okay, I met a young lady back in 2010. She had 3 kids. All right. 2 years after I wrote her a policy, she had it was 3rd stage cancer. All right, and literally when she find out, 2 months later she was gone. That leaves those babies without a mama. All right, it left the babies without a mama. At the time, I was with a company by the name of Primerica, so I sold her a term policy. Do you know the grandma called me in tears 14 days later because she received $150,000 to help raise her grandbabies?
Amen to that.
So from there, it was no longer selling insurance policy. I was in a crusade to make sure that everybody that I sit down at the table with understand that I'm only here to change lives.
Exactly. The power of taking care of your family. I respect it. I'm actually really glad we had that conversation. I wasn't sure if I was going to jump into the insurance because it ain't all just about entertainment. It's not about working. It's not about the kids. It's not about the wives. Sometimes it's about changing lives, brother. And when you understand insurance and what we do in this insurance industry, we change lives one policy at a time.
One policy at a time.
One policy at a time. It doesn't go no further than one policy at a time. And I respect that. I have a question for you, Coach.
Talk to me.
You're very inspiring, and you help a lot of people, even myself. If you could go back and give yourself, your younger self, one strong piece of advice before we get out of here, I want you to look in the camera and tell yourself one motivational piece of advice that you could give yourself if you could go back, whatever age it could be, 15, 21, 30, last week, it doesn't matter. What's something that you would want to know or you would want to tell yourself?
Block out all the sounds and just focus on what you want to focus on.
It's real now.
All the noise, block it out. Just focus on what you want to focus on.
Basically saying don't listen to the outside world and the bullshit influences that can distort your vision.
Yeah, man. Just spend your natural life chasing what you want for yourself. All right, and that's what I could tell my younger self, because the younger me, I was very immature, and I was easily influenced by others. All right, and I can tell you the pain in my adulthood that I felt as I'm growing, getting older and older. Right, I felt pain. I felt lonely because I was always running with a crowd. Right? So my younger self, what I would tell my younger self today is block out all that noise. Focus on your dream. I've learned it a little bit later in my life, but I wouldn't want nobody else to make the same mistakes I've made.
Better late than never, but that's some real good advice. Not just for your younger self, but for everybody that will ever watch this and for everybody in this room.
Appreciate it, man.
Focus on you. Focus on your mission. You know, I always end the podcast like this. First off, it was a pleasure talking to you today.
Man, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for having me, man. Absolutely.
Thank you, brother.
Absolutely.
For real.
Yeah, you keep doing what you're doing, man. People need to hear more of this.
Can't stop, won't stop, I promise you. But for everybody that is watching this, how I leave everything, set your goals real high, wake up with a purpose, make sure you step with the purpose, and execute those goals on a daily basis. It's MG with 800 Entertainment, Mike City Network, my good friend Coach.
Yeah, you already know, man. It's the Doom City Friendly Monster, Coach D.
We out of here. Bow.